Dermatology Centre as part of the Canadian Dermatology Association's National Sun Awareness Month campaign. I have with me here today Gabriella, who's going to share her story about her experiences with skin cancer.
Thank you for having me. My name is Gabriella. I'm 29 years old, and I was diagnosed with melanoma in situ twice.
Can you tell me a little bit about what led to the initial discovery? Because I didn't see you then, I only saw you after the first one.
Yeah, so it's quite a good story. So it initially started off with my good friend at work, Steph. She noticed something, she mentioned it to me. I was probably around 25, 26, and I kind of, ignored it. Then my brother-in-law mentioned it to me, and then the final straw was this random lady at a spa came up to me and said, something about that does not look right. And that was in front of my mom, and that led to me getting to a dermatologist and finding out that it was, in fact, melanoma.
And you were 6 months pregnant at that time.
I was 6 months pregnant when I found out, so that was definitely created a bigger stress for me, just knowing that I had a baby coming and finding out that I had melanoma. Also, I had my dad who had passed away probably 2 years prior, and he had also passed away from a different type of skin cancer, so that definitely did not feel great.
Yeah, so all the thoughts that must have been going through your head, thinking about your dad and thinking about your son who's now
17 months.
Yeah, and very healthy.
Yeah.
So when I first saw you, you came in for your skin check, and we have a young lady who has hundreds of moles, so it's really important to examine them. And when we were doing her skin exam, everything looked pretty good actually, but I noticed there was a scarred area that had some pigment in it from a previous biopsy site.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought we'd be extra careful and take a sample, and we have plastic surgery in our clinic, so we were able to do that same day. And then 2 weeks later you got a call from our office saying that it was another melanoma in situ. And what did you think then? How did that make you feel?
That this is just going to be a part of my life now, and just recognizing that this is just something that I'm going to have to deal with going forward, on a regular basis.
And you're not somebody who spent a lot of time in the sun because you would burn easily, and you were aware of it. You did have like a little bit of tanning bed exposure.
Yeah, so I probably use a tanning bed, a handful of times, not many. And I was not a great sunscreen user, so that is also probably something that I realize now. But I don't think I was someone who was particularly, always tanning. My skin couldn't handle it, so.
Absolutely, and even the one tanning bed exposure will increase your risk of developing skin cancer. Tanning beds are like the rays are like 15 times more powerful than the rays of the sun. So I think that's an important message to tell young people and everybody out there too. So how has your diagnosis changed your life?
So I think that it's changed it in many aspects. So first, now sunscreen is a daily part of my every single day routine. Usually I do it several times a day.
Amazing.
And just also being more aware of my body. I have to regularly self-check, and my partner, he helps me as well. So
For sure.
I think in general it's just made me more aware and just much more cautious when it comes to my skin in the sun.
And you even told me you look out for your friends. If you see anything on them, you say, hey, get that checked out. And that's important too. And I think you sharing your message with people now is going to encourage people to get their skin checked. So we just want to close by saying it's very important to be safe in the sun. It's very important to examine your skin. As dermatologists, we always say look at the ABCDEs of skin cancer. So the A is asymmetry, the B is irregular borders, the C is very dark color or multiple colors, D is diameter, and E is the most important, evolving. If you notice any change, see your doctor, get in to see a dermatologist to have things examined. Because skin cancer is the most preventable type of cancer, and if it's caught early, the prognosis is usually excellent, as it is fortunately in your case. So for more information, go to dermatology.ca. There's some excellent resources there. And thank you to you, Gabriella, for sharing your important story today.
Thank you guys for having me.